I'll start by saying this. We are 5 individual board members, each of us having 20% of the vote on any issue. And we are each elected by majority public vote. The voters have put each one of us here. So I don't need a father. I don't need a debater. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and then I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to be respectful and listen to the other opinions of the board. What I'm about to say may not reflect the other opinions of people. I'll start by saying this. Given the local pressure that comes with filling the top administrative position in the district, I feel it is necessary to retain an independent, objective party to ensure that the best candidate is found and then confirmed. When you look at the process defined in the agenda attachments, which, by the way, staff, thank you for putting everyone up there, everything up there, so the public understands how a candidate, including candidates that are looking at this position, might look at and understand the process ahead of time, so there are no surprises. This board has come a really long ways in making stuff available for the public to understand and to question if necessary. But I want you to know that you will see within this process there is plenty of room for those who wish to relate their specific interests or even advocate for a specific candidate of their choice. And you just have to know that, right, everyone else will have that same opportunity. And I love the equity of process that this contract provides for. Is Dennis with us tonight? Yeah. Good, okay. Dennis, if there are any questions out there from the public about why we chose this firm, well, Dennis and his team members have assisted this district in the development of a strategic plan and in board cohesion exercises in the past. The firm was instrumental in staffing the district with a contracted superintendent, that being Mark Scavarna, when Mr. King's predecessor resigned. I'll skip that next part there. Dennis, before we get going here, I would like to publicly acknowledge the work your firm and especially you have done in the way of professionalizing and normalizing the business of administrating this district. I believe that your experience makes you politically savvy enough to understand some of the things I'm about to say. I'm not sure everybody is, so let's start here. I think there are some things, there are many moving parts to that are going to accompany this contract that will affect this district's administration and its fiscal situation for some time down the road. And I need to, given the way I'm about to vote on this, I need my thought process to be understood, again, not debated or convinced, but this is what I need you to know. Mr. King talked about this, school district caught in fraud scheme. That is a great clickbait title to get you to read it. I hope you all read it. Some of the social media comments suggest that maybe some people haven't, but it is what it is. I'd like to thank Julie Drake and AV Press for actually printing this. Our community needs to be informed as to what's really going on, regardless of where that information is coming from, even 20 miles away. But while I'm on this article references a few other people and entities. First is the Dehesa School District. The superintendent of that district, in this case, unlike Mr. King or any of the employees of this district, were not criminally charged in the case. The board over there responded to this problem by hiring a new superintendent that took on several combined roles to lessen the sudden fiscal impact when the district lost charter revenue, and that impact would be on the students of the district. They are served by a reduction in the cost of management overhead. That's the bottom line. For the record, the entirety of the court payback for Dehesa was $65,500. I don't understand that, but I'm not the judge making the ruling. Next, the article references Mr. King's predecessor. I remember board meetings and even Acton Town Council candidate forums in which I was told I was wrong. Apparently the judge is wrong too. It's unfortunate that people can't show up here tonight and tell us, but I don't know where they are, and I don't know where them and the former employees of the district that continue to play an ever-morphing version of the same tired game in yet another place with another set of gullible board members. I don't know. Next, and lastly, there are references to another charter in this article, one I think we were familiar with. Where's the leadership of that charter now and the board members that directed the train to the end only to dump the fiscal responsibilities ultimately on the backs of this district's students and staff? I don't know where they are. But to the observer, you have been able to tell what's been happening if you've been watching the warrant register. So enough of that. But this does come into significant consideration when it comes to how we fill this position. We are considering the contract to conduct a superintendent search and appointment. I've made it clear to my fellow board members and through references in recent board meetings and in the press that will print it that I favor an internal promotional opportunity for the purpose of filling the superintendent vacancy. This would have to include an organizational restructuring to employ existing resources as to leave the money Mr. King has so graciously left on the table to be returned to the general fund budget, which in turn routes it back to the classroom and to the support of enrichment programs unless a court is needed for a court-ordered payback to the state for errors of past administrations. We are not in a position to be luxurious right now. We're not in a position to allow someone 6 months to get their family pictures arranged on their desk and to introduce new organizational social initiatives. I just can't learn a new set of buzz phrases right now. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not sorry. I see a superintendent that rolls up their sleeve and gets to work on a day in, day out basis, like the special education aide that patiently works to help a nonverbal child at Meadowlark, like the lunch person at High Desert, like my principal at Vasquez High School, one that is the first one there in the morning and the last one to leave at night, one that communicates and models the work behaviors they expect from others, one that is clear in their focus, and that focus is on hard work that ultimately is measured on how our students are doing, not a select few, but the entire student body. To this end, I will not dishonor the firm in question with a no vote on this contract this evening, but as I have said several times, I feel the process defined in the agenda attachments this evening are necessary. It is the same process that put Mr. King in that spot right there, and he essentially drove the car out of the muddy ditch and put it back on the road of legality. But given the long-term fiscal realities, I will not support a process that seeks to look outside the district first without spending a few days to assure that there are no internal candidates that can be confirmed by the same process before looking to the outside world and the additional expenses that come with both in short and long term. Finally, thank you, Mr. King, for keeping the appropriate distance from this and other matters that will impact your predecessor. Thank you for your patience, Board.